Hello, Group 6. My name is Niall Heston. I hope you guys all had a very happy Easter, and I'm finally getting around to actually doing my video for the group portion here of our Dakota Access Pipeline project. So, first of all, before I get into my position, which again is the state and local government, including law enforcement, I just wanted to talk briefly about the Dakota Access Pipeline as a whole. After doing some research on it and actually being able to start my reflection paper before making this video, I've actually been able to kind of have a deeper understanding of the Dakota Access Pipeline. I currently live in Arizona, and so I'm up here playing baseball at Northern State, so I didn't really know the impact of the Dakota Access Pipeline until I ended up doing this group project and doing the research for it. And honestly, for me, as far as picking a position, I don't know what to pick because I've seen that the Dakota Access Pipeline is beneficial as far as economic benefits are concerned, but I can also see where tribal leaders and tribes themselves would have an issue with it as they, dig under their lands, like their lands, not the state and local government's lands. And so it's one of those things that I think is it's like a win-lose situation regardless. I don't think there's any way that you can pick a side and really be content with because at the end of the day, with state and local government and laws and values that are created, you're going to have two sides to the equation because if everybody agreed and supported on one thing, then we wouldn't have these protesters, we wouldn't have controversies because everybody would think one way. And I think there are pros and cons to the Dakota Access Pipeline. I think the pros, obviously, economic benefits, and cons, I mean, the fact that, they are using tribal lines. But for me, as far as state and local government is concerned in my position, it's to serve the people, and that's how I've always felt. I've done some research on it, and I've just common knowledge know that the state and local government is to serve the people. I think there should be a deeper voice for the native tribes and the native people because the people that elect these individuals are the ones that they're serving, right? And so for me, looking at that from a grand scheme of things, especially in this topic here, is to serve the people, and that's creating laws and values to support those people and all kinds of people. What's the best thing for them? Because obviously native tribes, for example, aren't going to support the Dakota Access Pipeline, but the workers that actually utilize the Dakota Access Pipeline to transport that oil to states like Illinois are going to have tremendous benefits from it. And so it is the job and responsibility of our officials to do that. Law enforcement, however, is to maintain the peace and maintain the stability because when you look at it from that point of view, and law enforcement, they can't pick a side, right? They can't support one way or the other. They have to find a common ground between the two, and they have to find ways to interact those people and keep those people safe because that's also the responsibility of the law enforcement is to keep those people safe. So whether there's protesters out in the street, whether there's protesters on the lands, it's their responsibility to be impartial and to support both sides and mainly maintain the peace and stability. And if they're able to do that, I think there's a better chance of overall success. And that's one of the things that I've really learned from my position in that group is the fact that state and local government officials, including law enforcement, have to serve the people. And there isn't going to be a one size fits all. There isn't going to be a solution that just helps one side or the other. There has to be a common ground solution that can benefit each side to a certain extent because at the end of the day, we're not going to get a fully grasped thing. We're going to be able to get some portions here and there, but finding ways to connect the Dakota Access Pipeline and finding ways to benefit native tribes as well as just people in general who utilize that pipeline, I think is important. So that was my side and also my viewpoint and position on it. I think that it can be a good and a bad thing. I think there can be things that can be improved on, but there are also some positive things. But the biggest thing with my group that I was focused on with the state and local government is to serve the people and protect the people and continue to allow freedom of speech, but also making sure that it benefits both sides and people are able to express their views freely and safely. But that was just my perspective and my side on it. I hope you guys are enjoying this project, and I look forward to hearing your responses on it soon.